It's our time to shine. Show that's the kind of state of mind you gotta combine with hard work and time. You gotta climb to the top. Don't let yourself drop till your heart stops. Let this beat rock. Got a new clock and a new stock for this new rock. Just let your mind loose from the new stock. Drunk off the goose, thinking that I'm too pop. Getting caught with a few thoughts cause I'm too lost. Off the speakers can't even handle me. Giving what I got, nobody's gonna drain my energy. And I will never stop, I'm motivated by enemies. Setting up shop so everybody remember me. And no, I am not going through life regretfully. I'd rather work non-stop, what they call incessantly, than work some odd job just to live life pleasantly. Already got lost in my mind, not a fantasy. I'm getting there. Forgotten souls, so stop, drop, and roll. You lost all control and pop off your balls. I got squat, I fall. I'm not bought, I'm sold. My stock rocks, it's gold. Hey, knock, knock, she home. It's shit, talk to close. I ain't stopping though. It's hip hop, you know, or is it rock and roll? I'm not dropping down, no, my pocket's grown. You can't stop the show, so get rockin' on. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up.
We are live with episode 17 of Nemesis. My name is Alexandra Shaw, joined by the chairman of the board, sitting right next to me at the announce desk. And let me tell you, it is a stacked night of action, folks. We have an end game rematch with the world title on the line as our main event of the evening. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, we've got Brandon Cuevas versus Buzzsaw Briggs starting things off for us here tonight.
This is going to be a very interesting matchup because as we've seen, Brandon Cuevas has actually been trying to get a little bit of steam behind him. Now, we know that he's been making a few stops at Genesis lately, so we're going to see if that experience is helping him here on the main roster.
The opening match of Nemesis is set for one fall. Introducing first, Brandon Cuevas.
Brandon Cuevas making his way down to the ring, and like you said, coming off of a minor excursion down to Genesis a little bit, and that might be very smart for him. I mean, Genesis, we're seeing lots of new movesets, lots of new styles being brought to the forefront. Brandon Cuevas might have had the chance to sort of absorb some of that, and he could be coming here with a completely new game plan and a completely new mindset here tonight that Buzzsaw Briggs just isn't ready for.
And I mean, that's something exactly that we've seen happen on Vindication as well. If you look at the success that Yu Nishimura is having so far, starting with a 2-0 record, maybe that's the kind of experience that Brandon Cuevas needed to up his game, if you will. Because the wrestling world, it is just a non-stop dog-eat-dog world where you think you know everything, but then the next generation comes by and you're completely swept off your feet.
Absolutely, and Brandon Cuevas, he's looking to last as long as he can in this dog-eat-dog world. Gonna want to last a couple more years in actual years than he would in dog years. And right now, he's going up against Buzzsaw Briggs, so someone who historically has been known to shut down momentum at a drop of a hat.
And his opponent, weighing 245 pounds, from Houston, Texas, the Buzzsaw, Brandon Briggs.
And now as the bounty hunter makes his way to the ring. Now, I actually can't recall the last time we saw Brian Briggs. Maybe against TJ Black, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless, that was a fantastic match, and honestly, Brian Briggs just needs that big win to get that momentum behind him once again. And maybe a win here over Brandon Cuevas is going to be exactly what he's looking for.
I mean, it very well could be. And, you know, you mentioned how he's been sort of down on his luck lately. And I think, and we've seen this elsewhere in the world, but I think in any other company, Buzzsaw Briggs would be one of the top talents in the world. But the talent pool is so unbelievably stacked here in the CWL that Buzzsaw Briggs is one of those guys who unfortunately has sort of been lost in the shuffle. I think this season, his big goal should be to sort of break out and be that big name for himself.
I mean, even if you look at his resume here in the CWL, he's a former #1 contender for the Nemesis Championship. He was literally 3 seconds away from being able to call himself champion, and he couldn't get it done. So now that we're here, I want to say maybe a year, 2 years later after that opportunity, it's, you know, we go back to this dog-eat-dog world thing. Maybe this next generation has just passed up Brian Briggs.
It very well could be. And again, just like I said, it's like, it's so difficult for people to rise up here in CWL, especially on Nemesis, just because of how stacked the talent is here. Brandon Cuevas, Brian Briggs, two guys where if you look at their win-loss record, it isn't the most exemplary, but they're both phenomenal talent.
And now here we see Brandon Cuevas rolling around, managing to kick Brian Briggs away. Oh, and now the hammerlock DDT. A little bit of technical skill right there as Brandon Cuevas goes in for the pinfall. Referee slides right into position, but Brian Briggs able to kick out before even the 1 count.
Like we said, you know, he went down to Genesis, maybe picked up some new tech, so to speak. And now he's maybe looking to utilize that against Brian Briggs. And then we see that big one-legged drop kick just shooting back the buzzsaw.
Now, I also kind of have to wonder, Brian Briggs being in this match, if he expected Brandon Cuevas to be this large. As we mentioned, Brandon Cuevas is deceptively massive. You step in front of that man, and he's just like a completely different size from when you see him on television.
Yeah, like I was just going to bring that up, where it's like, if you look at the entrances, you might think Buzzsaw is the same height, if not a little bit taller than this guy. But Brandon Cuevas kind of got some heft to him, and now sitting back on that camel clutch. And this is where things get dangerous for Buzzsaw. We mentioned the size, all that weight going down onto the back and just wrenching. And now, though, able to trip him up to Buzzsaw, and this could be his chance to capitalize.
As now the momentum is swinging on the way of Brian Briggs. He connects with that clothesline in the corner. Brandon Cuevas is down, and Brian Briggs is not letting him up at all as he goes for the pinfall there. Referee right there on top of it, but no, only a 1 count.
And now Brian Briggs looking to keep control here. Oh, went for a neck breaker, but again, you mentioned the size of him being deceptively large. I think he was aiming a bit lower than he thought he maybe needed to. Northern Light suplex to Buzzsaw Briggs into the bridge by Brandon Cuevas. Only a 1 count.
You know, for somebody who is this big, he actually has amazing technical ability as he right there connects with that super kick, goes right into the cover. Could this be it? Has referee been able to call this match? No, Brian Briggs kicks out of 2.
That just huge thrust kick. Just normally when you see someone get hit with a super kick, like they sort of crumple, they fall like straight down. Buzzsaw Briggs was sent flying backwards. And now, speaking of flying, that knee was just sent flying into the nose of Buzzsaw Briggs, and that just knocked him straight out. Brandon Cuevas picking up a decisive win here tonight over Buzzsaw Briggs.
Decisive and impressive win for sure. As we mentioned, Brandon Cuevas was very much looking for that first victory that he hasn't been able to get in so long. But maybe that's what he needed in order to get back up on top. And now he could be closer to his goal of winning a championship.
Very well could be there.
The winner of the match, Brandon Cuevas.
And now as Brandon Cuevas celebrates his victory here on Nemesis, probably the first time that he's had a victory here on Nemesis. That has got to feel good, especially coming in so hot and learning so many new things from Genesis. Oh, but hold on. He's grabbing a microphone here. I guess we're going to hear from the man himself.
Well, Brandon Cuevas was looking for his challenger, and I think he may have just found it. Chris Edwards appears to be on a collision course here to the main roster of CWL. But speaking of a collision course, we have an absolutely collision course of a tag team match coming up between Starjam LLC, the newly christened member of Starjam LLC, Ryan Quinn, versus Warboys.
Now it's going to be interesting to see if the chemistry is right there, because as we know, Jay Scott has not stopped talking about this. Starjammer LLC is undefeated right now, so we're going to have to see if that keeps going.
The following tag team match is set for one fall. Introducing first the team of Jay Scott, Ryan Quinn, Starjammer LLC.
Jay Scott making his way down to the ring now, and say what you will about his wrestling ability or his commentary skills, but you cannot deny that this man has definitely made a name for himself in a very quick amount of time here in the CWL.
He has turned everything that we knew about factions upside down. This man literally has paid money to everybody here just to earn his spot. As much as I like to put him over as one of the best talents and, you know, a really fantastic wrestler as a whole, at the end of the day, this guy's money talks.
And I've got to say, I mean, let's just take a look at who's under his sort of umbrella. You've got the current Vindication World Champion, Michael Young. You've got former Twitch champion, former world champion, Ryan Quinn. You've got one of the hottest top prospects in Rodrigo Delgado. If you look at Genesis, you've got Toxicet, who is the current queen of Genesis. It's a who's who of the CWL.
And honestly, it's if they were all on one brand, that would be the faction that I have my eye on and that I would want to face, if I'm perfectly honest, because then you know that a win there will get you further in your career. And it's not just because you beat, you know, one of the strongest members, like solo members. It's that you defeated the whole faction at that point.
Absolutely, and we see Ryan Quinn, the newest member of Starjammer LLC, I think looking to prove himself here tonight.
Not only that, but let's look at the actions of what happened 2 weeks ago, right? It was supposed to be Ryan Quinn and a partner of his choice, which was Drew Morgan, versus Starjammer LLC, where if Ryan Quinn and said partner win, then Ryan Quinn would get to join Starjammer LLC. Rodrigo Dogaiso took it upon himself to take out Jude Morgan before the match, forcing a handicap match. A week after, we heard from Jay Scott himself that, you know what, he was impressed with the Moxie by Ryan Quinn, so screw the stipulation, we're going to allow you to join Starjammer LLC. And now he's here as an official member of Starjammer LLC. I don't know how big of a good fit this is going to be, but we're about to find out.
Well, and that's why I mentioned he sort of feels the need to prove himself. I mean, he did lose. By stipulation, he should not be a part, but I guess it was empathy from Jay Scott choosing to let him in anyway. But regardless, Ryan Quinn, he's got something to prove here tonight.
If by empathy you mean money, then you're right.
And their opponents, Crom, Haas, the War Boys.
Making their way down to the ring, the War Boys. Looking to go to war against Starjammer LLC, and you know, maybe it's presumptuous of me. Maybe I'm making assumptions based off of what I see from the War Boys, but they don't seem like the type of people that are big fans of LLCs and other assorted corporations.
I don't even think they're fans of anything, to be honest. They're just like destroying things.
I don't even think they like each other. I think they just realize they work well.
And now, well, that kind of chemistry did get them to CWO Tag Team Championship Gold at one point, just 6 months ago. They walked into Endgame in Brazil as Tag Team Champions. So, you know, it wasn't that long ago. If Jay Scott and Ryan Quinn can actually pick up the victory here, that just goes to show just how well this well-oiled machine can truly work.
So there we see a Lion Tamer from Jay Scott in the early goings, looking to make Haas tap out quick here, but not able to get it right off the bat. And now Haas and Scott going fist for fist, blow for blow here. I think Jay looking to make an early tag out to Ryan Quinn possibly, but Haas able to fight his way out of it.
That's actually going to be the interesting part. Will Jay Scott even try to tag in Ryan Quinn? Or is this just a bit more of a power play?
It could be, as Haas though right now showing some power of his own, lining it up for the backstabber there. And now Haas in control. Got him up on the shoulders, does the War Boy, and dropping him neck first onto the top rope.
Now we see the smaller of the two War Boys kind of just dragging around Jay Scott to the center of the ring. I think he's going to flip. Oh, I thought he was going to go and do a leg drop onto the sternum, but instead he just stomps out on the stomach. Once again, dragging around Jay Scott. Oh, but he's getting closer to Crom. Maybe he's going to go for attack here. Now the big man is in.
Yeah, I think he's trying to make sure Ryan Quinn was as far removed from his partner as possible, but Jay Scott, realizing he's in trouble here, trying to fight his way out of it, sends him into friendly territory. And now Jay Scott lining him up, super kick to Crom. And now tagging in Ryan Quinn.
Now this is where it's gonna be interesting. As we know, Ryan Quinn is not necessarily a tag team wrestler. He did have a tag team partner at one point, but even then, they didn't have too many tag team matches together. So now, for him to be here in Starjammer LLC with a brand new partner, brand new outlook, you know, maybe trying to take a step in the right way for his career here in the future in the CWL. Maybe that's what's on the line for Ryan Quinn. Maybe that's what he's thinking.
Very well could be, as Ryan Quinn connects with the Inzagiri to Crom. And these two actually did battle not too long ago. And now Ryan Quinn just staring down the War Boy, sort of just thinking of what he's going to do next.
Oh no, it's Ryan Quinn dragging around Crom. Honestly, this is very impressive because Crom has a very, very large frame to see Ryan Quinn just easily being able to carry somebody like that around, it was, we know that he used to lift a lot back in season 2, if we're going to be perfectly honest, but Crom getting the upper hand once again with that huge spine buster and now getting attacked to Haas.
I mean, you say used to. I see him in the gym all the time. He might not be posted about on Instagram, but let me just say his leg game's strong, to say the least. And right now, use that strength to kick Haas right in the back. Oh, but a kick of his own from Haas. Haas returning the favor. Goes for the big boot, not able to get it. It's caught with the jab, goes under for the fireman's carry, and these two going back and forth.
Haas with that Hurricane Rana being able to flip over Ryan Quinn fairly easily, using the momentum a little bit and now just twisting the head. Referee's right on top of it, because if Ryan Quinn submits here, that would end the match.
It very well would, but I don't think Ryan Quinn, someone who will not tap out easy to anybody. And now, wait, Ryan Quinn, rake of the eyes, and then we see up and over. DDT center of the ring.
It got Haas so disoriented. I saw him crawling towards Jay Scott, perhaps trying to go for a tag there. Ryan Quinn is bringing the pain here to Haas, and if we give him just one more second, a Quinn shot will connect.
Yeah, and that might just be all she wrote for the War Boys, but Crom able to come in and break things up.
Showing exactly why they are former tag team champions.
But Ryan Quinn, I don't think, is going to lay off the gas at all. Throws him into the turnbuckle with a lot of force there off the Irish whip. And now just stomping him face first onto the mat.
Well, the one thing that we have seen from Ryan Quinn in the past is you talk about him not letting up the gas. We literally saw him non-stop brutalize John Spartacus at Endgame. And now as he makes the tag out, maybe he's trying to think up of a new strategy of how else to take on the War Boys. Because maybe he just needs to flip that switch in his head and just know, like, let the War Boys know that Ryan Quinn is here.
Oh, and now I think Jay Scott dropping him back first onto the apron, the hardest part of the ring. And now looking to take him back into the ring here. Oh no, just slamming him face first now, just doing as much damage as he can to the War Boy. And now, spinning wheel kick, not able to get it. These two doing battle on the outside, chop to the chest, but now goes for the super kick, dodges, does Haas, blocks the elbow, does Jay Scott, and now sends him into the ring, and this is where Jay Scott might have a bit more of an advantage.
And we see Haas, they're trying to go for the tag on Crom, but instead, the suplex connects right there from Jay Scott. And I think he's possibly setting up for the Star Jammer here as Haas is stumbling slowly to his feet and grabs the back. There it is, the Star Jammer connects.
Yeah, hook of the leg, and unless Crom is able to break this one up. Oh, wait! He was able to get it at the last possible second.
And he took out Ryan Quinn in the process as well.
I didn't think he was going to get it. Super kick by Haas. This could be their moment. Haas sending him into the corner. And this could be the War Boys' chance. Ryan Quinn down. Jay Scott trying desperately to fight his way out of the corner there. Rake of the eyes. And now all hell is broken loose. European uppercut to Haas. And they had the chance. But Jay Scott using the rake of the eyes. Able to escape the corner. Haas looking to once more to go for it. Big boot! And we may have just seen Jay Scott's teeth get sent to the third row. War Boy Haas going to the top rope. Looking to seal the deal here. Swanton bomb! Cover 2. No.
Ryan Quinn finally being able to get back up on the apron, but that flurry of offense coming from Haas definitely showed that the War Boys are not a team you want to take lightly.
And now we see that leg in the back, STF locked in by Haas, but Scott able to get out of it. And now, huge spine buster there. And Haas tags in Crom, and the big man has made his way into this matchup. Now, lariats from Scott. continuous. Dodges the clothesline. Super kick connects. And now a huge elbow drop to the chest and a kip up with some flavor there. Jay Scott is feeling the rhythm here tonight. Now Warboy Crom rolls back into the ring. Getting himself set it up here, but wait a second. German suplex by Scott, launching the big man. And now looking to drag him center of the ring. Big drop kick down south there. And Warboy Crom not looking too good. As now sends it flying to the outside, and this could actually be good for the Warboys here, as they might feel a bit more comfortable in no man's land than Jay Scott would. Big Mongolian chop gets blocked by Jay, but now the numbers game. The Warboys teaming up on Jay Scott. Crom cheering on Haas as Haas gets taken out though. And wait a second, half and half suplex to the outside. Open now, Jay tripled the leg. Standing moonsault on the outside. Both these men dealing the damage. And now just trading strikes outside of the ring. Warboy Haas goes with the Bulldog there, dropping Jay Scott. And now these two going back and forth. Meteora by Jay Scott. And now looking to pick up Crom, possibly going to send him back into the ring. He does. And Crom looking to make a tag to Haas, and now Haas is in the ring.
And honestly, it's going to be very interesting to see what Haas is able to do here, because, well, Haas is, kind of the scarier one of the two, if you will. Crom has the size. Haas has the moxie. But hold on, as I say that, it looks like Jay Scott is setting up for something big here.
Haas has the moxie, but Jay Scott has the CWL special. And that could just be enough to turn the tides in the favor of Starjammer. As Scott now tosses Haas back into the ring, and could that be enough? Crom is down on the outside.
And it looks like Ryan Quinn is blocking Jay Scott there from doing something in the corner. And maybe exchange of words right there as Jay Scott changed his mind.
I think Jay Scott was maybe looking to get the steel steps involved. Ryan Quinn having to talk him down from it there. And a super kick from Haas to Jay Scott. That could be enough after the momentary distraction from Ryan Quinn. But Quinn able to come in and break things up. Wait a second, Haas taking the fight to him. Got that straight jacket backstabber. And now Ryan Quinn is down. Scott and Haas are all alone. Scott sends him into the corner, but Haas fights his way out of it. And now tags in Crom. Big move incoming from the Warboys. Huge Doomsday Device power bomb into the cover. Hook of the leg, but no. Jay Scott able to kick out a 2.
Jay Scott proving that he is not just all talk here in this match, as the Warboys are landing their best shots possible. But, it's going to take something special to be able to put Jay Scott away here.
And then we see the Russian leg sweep there by Warboy Crom. And a huge discus elbow. And that might be something special from Crom, but not capitalizing, taking a moment to gloat here. As now he drags Jay Scott up onto his feet. Sends him into the corner, looking for it one more time. This time, the big man giving the big powerbomb. They hit it once more. Into the cover goes Haas. Hook of the leg. Ryan Quinn nowhere to be found, too. And the Warboys pick up a big win, handing Starjammer LLC their first loss as a team.
And it comes down to chemistry, Shaw. That's what it comes down to. We talked about the Warboys having incredible chemistry, having been former tag team champions. And now Starjammer LLC, this was their first outing with this specific set of people. Maybe that's what made the true difference here. Now here we see all the highlights from this matchup. But hold on, Rodrigo Del Gaiso made his way to the ring during the replays. And now they're just taking out the War Boys.
Laying in the fists, laying in the chokes there, the elbow from Jay Scott. These two not happy about what just transpired here tonight. I mean, their undefeated streak now gone. And Ryan Quinn getting in the face of Jay Scott here. I mean, these two obviously got a bit of tension here as Ryan Quinn was prohibiting Jay Scott earlier from entering the ring. Gotta wonder if maybe Ryan Quinn's got some buyer's remorse.
I mean, that could very well be the case, but you know, you made your bed, now you gotta lie in it.
As now, coming up next, we've got an inverse of the match that was supposed to happen on the Super Show. Stark Shields versus Jack Eagle.
Isn't it Jake Eagle?
I'm just reading what the paper says, man. I don't know. But regardless, whether it's Jack, Jake, I don't care. All I know is this one is going to be good.
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing 640 pounds, from Toronto, representing Anarchy Inc., Stark Shields.
Now, as the big man from Canada makes his way to the ring here, as we talked about the inverse of what was supposed to happen at the Super Show, Stark Shields is now going to take on Jake Eagle, and I'm looking forward to this match. This is going to be some good stuff here.
It's your classic. It's the power versus the technician, and I'm excited for it. As we saw these two come to blows during that scuffle on the Super Show, Jake Eagle putting Stark Shields through a table. Tonight, no tables, no ambushes, just one clean match.
And his opponent, representing Fatal Vices, weighing 205 pounds, from the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., one half of your tag team champions, Jake Eagle.
As the American Dreamboats make their way down to the ring, they have been nigh unstoppable as a tag team as of late, retaining those tag team titles against GPU at 0 Hour. They now look forward to their next challenge. And that next challenge very well could be Anarchy Inc., Jacob Nitro, and Stark Shields. But given the attack that these two laid on them just 2 weeks ago, you've got to wonder, is Stark Shields 100% after being put through that table by Jake Eagle? We'll have to find out here tonight. Both these men just run at each other. Ducks the clothesline. Big knee from Stark Shields to start this thing off.
And now we see Jake Eagle going to the corner there. Now, it's going to be interesting to see just what one more year does to Stark Shields, because as you guys know, we've been talking about it on commentary for the past few months. This kid was 19 years old. It was actually recently his birthday. I didn't really get to celebrate with him, but I'm still just curious what they feed them up there in Canada.
It's mainly raw moose with a coating of maple syrup, funnily enough.
Is that what's going to get me to be over 7 feet tall?
No, because you're not Canadian. But anyway, back to the match. We've got Canada versus America here, the North American Clash of the Ages. Jake Eagle getting laid out with that lariat. Suplex into the ropes there. Stark Shields has done a good job of pretty much just staying on top of Jake Eagle this entire match, but Jake Eagle has found ways to bring the fight to the big man, but missing a drop kick is not one of those ways.
Oh, but he hits that one right there in the corner, possibly adding more pressure with the turnbuckles on the other side.
Now, and like I said, this is very much so going to be brute force versus technical ability. And in both speed and strength, there's definitely a lot of force behind everything Stark Shields does. But Jake Eagle, he can tie you up in knots if you get the chance. I think Stark Shields' win condition here is he needs to make sure he stays off of the ground. The longer he's on his back, the more time Jake Eagle has time to, do whatever he wants.
And honestly, and this is like no disrespect to Stark Shields, but he's still figuring out his style. He's still figuring out what works best for him. It's like the MMA fighter Stefan Struve. The guy is over 7 feet tall, yet never uses his range to keep his opponents at bay and win fights. He likes to just be, just swinging, banging like fists everywhere and everything. Oh, hold on, the Secret Service is being locked in here.
And that's what I mean. It just takes 1 second of him being on the ground, and Jake Eagle already has a submission hold locked in, that Dragon Sleeper locked in tight, but Stark Shields able to worm his way out of it. And now, bolts through Schoolboy, no, into the super kick, the dizzy kick connects. And that might just be enough. Jake Eagle out for the count here. No.
To recap the story that I was telling earlier, Stark Shields just needs to find the fighting style that works well for him. People have figured him out in the past. He doesn't have a clean record. He's been pinned, he's been submitted, and it shows that he's still got a lot to learn to really make this, to make him the star that he can be. Maybe that's what Jacob Nitro's trying to do. He's trying to make him, or help him find that style that'll just work well for him. So
yeah,
that's what Stark Shields needs to do. He just needs to find his style to where he's just going to be an unstoppable monster.
Well, right now, I think he's going to focus more on the unstoppable here, as goes for a kick to the gut and looking for the impact stop into the cover now. And Stark Shields may have just broken the undefeated streak of Jake Eagle.
That is incredible.
Jake Eagle suffering his first loss of the season to Stark Shields. And you're talking about the possibility of these two teams facing at Merry Mayhem. But now with this win, you've got to feel if anyone is a #1 contender for the tag team titles, it's Anarchy.
The winner of the match, Stark Shields.
Well, a big win, no pun intended, for Stark Shields. And I've got to say, it was announced earlier this week that they would be in contention for the titles at Merry Mayhem. And now there is certainly nothing disputing them from being the #1 contenders for those tag team titles.
And as we move ahead here to the next matchup, I'm very excited for this one.
Yeah, we go from two members of the Fatal Vices to another, as Jessica Scarberry looking to get back into some winning ways here tonight.
And, against an opponent like Haley Hudson, just, no disrespect. I know she's still trying to find that first win, but could you imagine how groundbreaking it'll be if Haley's first victory is over Scarberry?
It would be groundbreaking, but also it might be earth-shattering to the ego of Jessica Scarberry.
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, representing Fatal Vices, from Salem, Oregon, weighing 154 pounds, Jessica Scarberry.
Jessica Scarberry, someone who's definitely looking to get back into the winners column, as last time we saw her and the rest of the Fatal Vices lost to Selena Adams in a handicap match, be it Scarberry was never pinned or submitted, but that has got to do something to Does do something to your morale, to say the least.
I think that match was more just of a premeditated attack to draw Selena out because of the actions that happened after the match. So I'm not sure.
It very well could be. We've not seen Selena Adams since. We have not seen nor heard her since she was forced to tap out her own move. And you've got to feel Scarberry is looking to continue, I guess, that sort of wave there.
And her opponent, weighing 154 pounds, from Arlington, Texas, the Hammer, Haley Hudson.
Haley Hudson making her way down to the ring, the Hammer of the Nemesis. And I've got to say, Mr. Chairman, we say this a lot, but she has yet to pick up a win here in CWL. And I've got to ask, coming off of a handicap loss to Scarberry, regardless if it was a premeditated attack or not, on the record she lost in a 1-on-3 handicap match, and then being the first person to lose to Haley Hudson, how shattering do you think that could be for Jessica Scarberry's career?
We're gonna have to see. Anything can happen, you know?
Yeah, anything can happen. But it's got to be one of those things where Scarberry knows she can't afford to underestimate Haley Hudson tonight, because a loss for her could shut down any momentum she has. As now this one gets underway, it's Scarberry immediately right out of the gate with the back elbow.
Maybe she's trying to send a message. Maybe she sees this not as a match, but as an opportunity.
We're looking at all matches of opportunities. But elaborate if you can.
I mean, you know me. I think I look at these matches in a different light because I want the best competitors under this umbrella. So, you know, Scarberry, she's come up short every now and again in big match situations, especially in title matches and everything. So maybe she's seen this as an opportunity to possibly put her name in the hat for maybe a Nemesis Women's Championship match. We know Cassidy Clark is about to make an announcement here shortly. Maybe she could be the one that answers that challenge.
She very well could be the person, after all. And you mentioned how Scarberry sort of has a run of bad luck in the big match scenarios. I mean, ever since she lost that first big title match to Holly Queen, it's sort of been a bit of a downward spiral. But it's not all bad news. Oh, wait a second. Off the headbutt cover. No, never mind. But it's not been all bad news for Jessica Scarberry, as apparently they've got a little bit of a movie deal going on right now.
Yeah, I believe they're actually going to be off filming a movie, and it's incredible that she can do that and this simultaneously. Like, who else can keep up that kind of schedule?
I mean, not many, but it could also be many part of the reason that she's been sort of having this. Wait a second, big knee to the side of the head there by Scarberry. What I was trying to say, it might be some of the reason why she's been sort of dropping the ball in the big time matches as of late, because she's been having to go through all these negotiations. I mean, movie deals are a lot of work. There's like press you have to do, and then you have to do auditions, and it's a whole thing.
Now we see here the figure 4 leg lock though by Haley Hudson, but Scarberry is able to get out of it almost immediately as now that Enziguri connects, and Jessica Scarberry is getting back into the moment as now we got the ref pounding 1, 2, and that's going to be it. Scarberry is able to put away Hudson with just an Enziguri.
Yeah, the Hudson is seeing scars right now, and Jessica Scarberry just made a major statement here tonight. Scarberry with a statement of intent. She's looking for that open weight title, Chairman. And we'll have to see if Malin Benson answers the call.
If that match happens, I'm gonna be just as excited as this announcement here, because I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I've been kept in the dark about this. I have no idea who's gonna be the one to step up to Cassidy Clark, or if anyone is gonna stand up to Cassidy Clark. So whatever happens here, I'm gonna be just as shocked as you are.
I mean, I've heard rumors, I've heard hearsay, scuttlebutt in the locker room. But, I mean, it could be anybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Nemesis Women's Champion, Cassidy Clark.
Well, here she comes, the Nemesis Women's Champion, the undefeated Nemesis Women's Champion. Cassidy Clark has been making incredible waves here in the CWL, and after her defeat of Holly Queen, let's just say we've got a superstar amongst us now.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, I've got to say, I think many people were surprised by her beating Holly Queen, I being one of them. And I think tonight, I'm very interested to see who her first challenger is.
Well, Cassidy Clark has just outright called out her opponent, but who is it that she's talking about? Oh, wait a second.
I think we're about to find out. The first ever Wildfire Pro Wrestling Women's Champion, Quinn Edwards, has called out Cassidy Clark.
As we know, Quinn Edwards has she's had a bit of a chip on her shoulder lately, feeling a little bit disrespected by everybody, maybe a little underappreciated, if you will. Maybe she's just looking for that one chance to really make a boom, and she's been having a phenomenal year. She defeated Selena Adams to get in Gold in the Bank, and she had an incredible showing, just being fingertips away from winning the Gold in the Bank briefcase. Maybe this is the one.
In that match, she was one of the standout competitors that magnificently brutal dive through the ladder on the outside. Really one of the highlights of the entire show. So Quinn Edwards definitely got a chip on her shoulder. Well, the challenge has been laid out, and Cassidy Clark looks like she's going to be staying out by the ring, and Quinn Edwards, she's got a bit of a challenge here tonight.
I mean, she's facing off against Pinball Witch. I know this is going to be a very interesting matchup because this is not the first time these two have faced off against each other. So we're going to see just exactly how much they've evolved since their last outing here, especially with Quinn Edwards having been, again, just fingertips away from winning Gold in the Bank.
And I mean, if you're Pinball Witch, like, this is a major opportunity because
for one fall, weighing 139 pounds, from Tucson, Arizona, Pinball Witch.
So as I was saying there, this is a big opportunity for Pinball Witch, because right now, if Quinn Edwards is the one that's stepping up to face Cassidy Clark, what happens if you beat Quinn Edwards? Does that put you in the line of succession for being #1 contender?
In my personal opinion, I think it kind of it injects you into the matchup. When you defeat a #1 contender, you know, that just means that maybe you should be the #1 contender. Because if they're the ones considered next in line, why does a victory over them not put you there, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to see though tonight, because both Quinn Edwards and Pinball Witch, these are two people that are not, they're no easy people to beat. Let's just say that.
And now here we see the referee in position. He has rung the bell. This match has just gotten started.
And now Quinn Edwards backing Pinball Witch up into the corner here. Referee gonna try and get a break in the corner. Quinn Edwards taking a bit of a cheap shot there at Pinball Witch. Cassidy Clark looking on. Maybe that's a bit of a message to the Nemesis Women's Champion.
Maybe it was her way of saying that she's not afraid of Cassidy Clark and she's going to do everything she can to take away that championship from her at Mary Mayhem.
As now, Quinn Edwards able to escape that armbar there. Hurricane Rana to Pinball Witch. And I've got to be honest, Quinn Edwards going to have a bit of a power advantage over Pinball Witch here. Might want to use it.
Oh, now Pinball Witch doing what she does best, just flipping in all kinds of way in order to strike. But now Quinn Edwards meets her with a kick to the head instead. But the arm drag is able to put Pinball Witch right back into the driver's seat.
And now hangs her up to dry on that top rope. And Quinn Edwards definitely, like, I mean, the pressure is definitely on for Quinn Edwards. You come out, you talk this big game here tonight. But now, if you lose, it sort of negates it a little bit, you have to think.
Oh, but look at Quinn Edwards. She just geared up for that axe handle, connects to the jaw. The referee's right there, but only a 1 count.
Yeah. Quinn Edwards, definitely more of a knee-based striker than she is a puncher, let's say. But right now, Quinn Edwards now, wait a second. I was going to say, about to go after, wait a sec. Sunset flip roll up there, out of the Alabama slam. That could be enough to steal this one. Oh, wait a second, rolls through again. Quinn Edwards, no.
These two know each other very, very well, and Pinball Witch has been starting to get her momentum right back beneath her, but if she loses here, then all that momentum comes crashing down. You know that she's very much thinking here that not only does she want to beat Quinn Edwards, she wants to impress Cassidy Clark because she's right out there watching. She wants to be inserted into that match.
Let's be crashing down. Pinball Witch keep crashing down with that bottom rope 450, one of the most impressive things I've ever seen someone do. And now, look, continue her attack of the back and abdomen of Quinn Edwards here.
You know, that bow and arrow maneuver was actually how she won her last matchup. Quinn Edwards had it scouted. She knew exactly how to get out, flips over into the pinfall, but she then gets caught by that tilt-a-whirl backbreaker.
And speaking of tilt, I think that's exactly what Pinball Witch is looking for here. Got it sized up. Tilt connects. No! Out of the way goes Quinn Edwards. And now Pinball Witch trying to get back onto the offense. Sends it flying off the ropes now. That's Pinball Witch.
What has Pinball Witch got in mind here? She's starting to jump. Oh, a standing 450.
They call her the queen of the 450 for good reason. As she connects the 450 splash, but it's not enough. The armbar, the arm breaker there by Quinn Edwards. And Quinn Edwards looking to put Pinball Witch away. Twin driver connects. Hook of the leg, stacks her up, but not enough.
The kick out right there by Pinball Witch did not deter Quinn Edwards at all, as now Quinn Edwards is starting to twist that arm and just smashes it into the ground.
And Quinn Edwards starting to get back onto the bicycle. I think the reason the quick driver didn't necessarily get the job done is Pinball Witch has been in control for a lot of this match. Quinn Edwards gonna have to do a bit more to put her away.
Now that back elbow connected, but it didn't seem, again, to deter Quinn Edwards. This is different Quinn Edwards than we've seen in the past.
And now wait a second. Big springboard moonsault there by Pinball Witch, and she is starting to come alive in this one. Sending her into the corner now. Goes Quinn Edwards, and Pinball Witch setting her up for the metal ball roll. And it connects flush onto Quinn Edwards.
Oh, now Pinball Witch is waiting. She is getting Quinn Edwards up top, but she hits her in the gut. Oh my God, she flips her over and drives her knees into the back.
The high score connects to Quinn Edwards, but it is not enough to put her away. And now, Pinball Witch, she's got to be thinking tilt at this point. The one big move left in her arsenal that she has yet to really connect with here tonight. But Quinn Edwards going to be determined to not let her get that chance. Drop kick, dropping Pinball Witch. And now, locking in a bit of a chin lock here. Trying to choke the life of Pinball Witch, looking to slow this one down.
Maybe she's trying to figure out what her next plan of attack is. As both of these women have evolved throughout the past few months here in the CWO from their last matchup, you know, you got to think that this is a completely different individual standing across the ring from you. What worked once may not work now. So maybe that was just Quinn Edwards' way of slowing it down a little bit to try and figure out exactly what she needs to do next.
And now, forearm by Quinn Edwards. Pinball Witch saves herself there. Lariat off the rebound. And Pinball Witch now picking up Quinn Edwards. Quinn Edwards sweeping the leg. Jawbreaker from Witch. Now, big Liger kick connecting to the top of the dome piece. Pinball Witch got Quinn Edwards center of the ring here. This is going to be quite the leap from Pinball Witch. And the 450, but the knees are up by Quinn Edwards. And now, kick to the gut. Northern Light suplex into the bridge. Hook of the leg, but not enough.
These two are putting on an absolute classic match here on Nemesis, as now Quinn Edwards is possibly setting up for the final shot, as she connects with the knee right there to Pinball Witch's head.
And that might just be it. Quinn Edwards to secure her #1 contention. She does it. And Quinn Edwards, after a hell of a contest, able to capitalize off of the 1/450 mishap by Pinball Wait with Destiny. That is the Nemesis Women's title.
The winner of the match, Quinn Edwards.
As Quinn Edwards right there celebrates her victory over the Pinball Witch in front of the champion. You know, Cassidy Clark must have gotten the download there as she watched the whole thing go down. Now she has a lot of information that she didn't used to have. And we're going to see that match go down at Merry Mayhem.
But now for possibly the biggest main event in Nemesis history. A rematch from Endgame 3, Bryan versus Grolk Attack, Nemesis World title on the line. This is a big match, Chairman. These are two big match competitors, but only one will walk out of here tonight with that title.
Now, if I were a betting man, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. My money would be on the challenger right here, Bryan. He had a pretty great reign as the Nemesis champion before Endgame 3. It all came crashing down at Endgame in Brazil. And then Gruel has been on a tear, an absolute tear. But he was stopped by Bryan just 2 weeks ago. The momentum is 100% on Bryan's side. And I honestly don't know if Gruel's going to walk away from this.
Big match, Bryan making his way down to the ring. Now I've got to agree, momentum is definitely on this man's side. But one thing we have to keep in mind, Chairman, Grolk Attack always shows up big for the title matches. We saw it against Ken Warlock. We saw it against FJA. We've seen it every time he has stepped in the ring for a title match. He has brought it to that next level. And the last time these two went one-on-one for the title, Gruel's the one that came out on top. It is not going to be an easy night for the challenger.
Now, it's also interesting to see that Bryan has redonned his Endgame 3 persona, if you will. A brand new look for Bryan that he brought back last time he faced off against Gruel. Now he's donning it again. It's basically as if we got the Endgame match 3 times in a row, and I'm pretty excited.
Bryan looking to redeem himself after the loss at Endgame 3. But he's going to have to go against maybe the most dominant man in the CWL today, Grolk Attack. Now, I'd like to take us all back to 1 year from now, where Grolk Attack would end up winning a match against Jacob Nitro to secure himself a last-minute spot in a Fatal 4-Way at Midsummer's Mayhem, which would win him his first world title. To think a year later, he has a chance to walk into that exact same event as a champion, but just like last year, he's going to have to win a big-time match against a big-time rival to do it.
And now here we see him usually flexing in front of the crowd. Honestly, you know what? I'm going to take back my bet. I don't think... this is going to be 50-50. This is too close to call. You're putting this kind of pressure on me.
The main event of Nemesis is set for 1 fall and is for the Nemesis Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first, the challenger, weighing 208 pounds, from Dallas, Texas, Bryan. And your champion, weighing 350 pounds, from parts unknown, your Nemesis Heavyweight Champion, Grolk Attack.
Grolk Attack hands over the world title. Second title defense in 2 weeks. As we see the referee holding it up there to the skies. This is gonna be this is a big fight feel, Chairman. The people in the crowd are on their feet. They know this is a big match, and it's underway.
I mean, we did get this match at Endgame not too long ago, and it was one of the marquee matches, so absolutely, this is 100% a big fight feel. And we're getting it here on Nemesis.
Absolutely. As now, Gruel just shoving himself into Bryan, just sending him to the mat.
That was just him asserting dominance right there.
Absolutely. These are two very proud, big match fighters. Both of them are going to want to establish dominance early on.
Oh no, that big chop right there, that overhead chop kind of just put Bryan down to size, and that suplex right there in the center of the ring. This is a very different Gul Katak than we saw 2 weeks ago.
Absolutely, and I mean, like I said, he's a big match competitor for a reason. You know, when the title's on the line, Chairman, it's like a completely different competitor. You know, the bravado fades, and instead, he just is in there to win by any means necessary. As we see the rake of the eyes, like I said, any means necessary.
And now it looks like here, Gul Katak is just trying to decimate Bryan here, trying to send a message. He's not just trying to win the championship. He's trying to make sure that anybody that comes afterwards knows exactly what kind of fight they're getting into as soon as they step across from the ring from him.
As now Bryan fighting his way up here. Jawbreaker to Gul Katak. And Bryan, he's not going to be able to outpower Gul Katak. He's going to have to use his striking. He's going to have to use his speed if he wants to take down the behemoth.
Oh, now Bryan. Oh, I thought he was about to get the momentum back on his side, but instead Gul Katak sweeps the leg, and you can see the damage starting to stack up. A simple leg sweep was able to bother Bryan so much because he landed probably weird on his back.
And that's the thing, is that any errant move, any wrong landing can change the course of a match. A body slam can have as much to do with how a match ends as a burning hammer can. It all depends on how it's affected, as now we see this sit out. Oh, I was about to say a face buster there, but no, a gut buster. And now another big slam, and Gul Katak just using his power here. And again, picking him up, and now the Curate's egg connects center of the ring. But Bryan kicking him off there, a little bit of adrenaline running through his veins.
Oh, but the adrenaline has just been stopped by Gul Katak, as that shoulder breaker right there could have absolutely decimated Bryan, but no, a 2 count. And Gul Katak now gets back up and continues the assault here.
As now waiting for Bryan to get to his feet, looking to seal the deal on this championship matchup. The auger well connects. And now that might just be all she wrote for Bryan, as Gul Katak, no, not able to retain just yet.
And you can see the frustration starting to build a little bit in Gul Katak. He is giving Bryan the best shots that he's got, but Bryan is still able to kick out, as once again he rubs that forearm across the face.
We saw this with FJA on the Super Show, where Gul had to throw absolutely everything in his arsenal at him to keep him down. Bryan is not going to stay down easy.
And now these two are fighting on the outside.
Back and forth, Bryan taking it back into the ring. He knows Gul might be a bit more comfortable out there. Gul dragging him right back outside into no man's land. A huge chop to the chest there, the open hand slap. It's now another gut buster to Bryan.
Oh, and he tried to go for another overhead chop, but that was caught by Bryan, as Bryan went to swing as hard as he could with his right hand as these two get back into the ring. But no, Gul Katak continuing the assault.
The backbreaker now, and like I said, just a powerful dissection of Bryan right now by Gul Katak. Now lifting him up to his feet. Quantum Leap connects, and that might have just sealed it. The champion able to retain.
Who is going to stop this man?
Who can stop the path of Katak?
The winner of the main event, and still your Nemesis Heavyweight Champion, Kuro Kata.
As Grawlk Attack successfully retains once again, that's going to be all for CWL this week. My name's Alexandra Shaw. I'm joined by the chairman, and we're bidding you a very farewell adieu.